APNU AFC Member of Parliament Roysdale Forde, Senior Counsel, while positing that the case management hearing for the election petitions filed by the coalition on August 31st will come up for hearing on October 22nd, has also stated that he believes the petitions are meritorious and will see the present government being removed from office once heard. The attorney also posited that he is hoping the first petition could be heard within 2 to 3 months, while the second should be heard within 6 to 8 months. The Member of Parliament was fielding questions from members of the media during a virtual press conference. During the conference, the question was put forth as to the effect charges laid before several officers of GCOM, including the Chief Election Officer Keith Lowenfield, might have on the case. This newscast also questioned Mr. Forde if the petitions are upheld by the court, whether it would mean fresh elections for the country, especially at a time when the pandemic is raging.
All persons who are connected with the electoral process can be called as witnesses. We know that the Chief Elections Officer would have been charged repeatedly for a number of offences, alleged offences, but we need to understand that the National Assembly validity election laws contemplates that the principal respondent to an election petition is the Chief Elections Officer.
Meanwhile, attorney-at-law Mayor Robertson, who filed the second petition on behalf of the coalition, in an exclusive interview with Nightly News, also expressed confidence that both petitions will stand, while reminding that in 1997, there was a successful elections petition against President Janet Jagan, where the court ruled that her election was unlawful.
We also ask necessarily that the court make a finding that having regard to the processes which were not followed or the breach of the law, that APNU AFC will be declared the winner of the election. So that is one possibility. In relation to the question of the pandemic, the issue in relation to the pandemic is that mature democracies and countries throughout the world are going to elections in the middle of this pandemic.
The attorney posited that sufficient evidence will be required by the trial judge to support the allegations of the second petition, which speaks more to voter impersonation, among other irregularities allegedly perpetrated on Election Day, and based on that fact, he is quite confident that the petitions will stand, given that the party is in possession of enough evidence to prove its case.
And we believe that the evidence we have is even stronger than the evidence in that 1997 petition. So we're very hopeful.
Meanwhile, via a statement released to the media on Thursday afternoon, the coalition party thanked its attorneys for their activism in ensuring that the case management is heard efficiently. It also stated that it looks forward to a timely hearing of the petitions, which it is confident will expose the massive fraud perpetrated on the people of Guyana. The coalition party, during a national recount exercise in May, had claimed that massive fraud was perpetrated during the course of the 2020 elections, after which several court battles ensued.
The burden is going to be on us to prove, and we would not make those allegations unless we were comfortable that we have enough evidence to be able to persuade a court that our version of events is the correct version of events.
The courts determined that the way forward was to have the government sworn in first and challenge the allegations of fraud by way of an election petition after. Wendell Badrie for the HGP Nightly News.